from Winning Creations. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to do, and it's been a long time coming, I know, I haven't done a video for quite some time. It's the Australia Day long weekend here in Brisbane, so we're not going away because it's very hot, so I'm sitting in my craft room in my air conditioning, and I thought I would do a little video for you. So this is the project I'm going to do today, and it's used using the gift bag punch board from Stampin' Up. I think this is a very underrated little gadget. This is so versatile. If you want to save on your gift packaging, you could make your own little gift bags with this great little gadget, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Very easy. Stampin' Up! Make it really easy for you. So that's the little gadget we're going to use today. The products I've used are Lemon Lime and Twist cardstock. I've used the beautiful Gingham Agala. Look at this beautiful paper, the 6x6 DSP, which is available in the Occasions catalogue, and it's on page 35. And look at this, it's all beautiful paper, and it's got Balmy Blue, Daffodil Delight, Grapefruit Grove, Highland Heather, Lemon Lime Twist, and of course the background's Whisper White. So the one I made was Lemon Lime Twist. I'm actually going to use, I'm going to do a Balmy Blue one today. So I'm just going to put that aside. The other, I've used the ribbon. I've used actually a punch for the little leaf here. This one's no longer available, but I just love it. It's the twig punch, so I'm hoping Stampin' Up! Bring that in as a permanent item. And I've used the little birdie. He's so cute. He's from Best Birds. Look what I've been doing with my framelets. I've been putting them on A4 magnetic sheets. I've been cutting up an old catalogue and cutting it out, because in the catalogue, when you look at your framelets, it says the item number, the price, how many dies, and which stamp set it coordinates. So I've cut that little bit out so I know that this framelit set coordinates with the Best Birds. And it's working really well for me. I got these really thick magnetic sheets. You could probably get them a little bit thinner, and I did order some other ones, but they were too thin. This seems to be working well for me though, so it might be worth checking it out. For the little framelit here for the sentiment, it's from the Stitch Labels framelit, which is a beautiful little set, and that coordinates with the Stitched All Around stamp set. Another great little item, I've got some Diamantes. The sentiment is actually from Label Me Pretty, and it's this You're the Best, and I've just used silver embossing powder to emboss that sentiment. So let's get started. Okay, the paper I'm using is Balmy Blue, and the dimensions you're going to need. Now on there, if you have a look at this gift bag punch board, you can do a small, medium or large. Okay, so that depends on this size. That tells you the size of the base, more or less. So this is a medium sized bag, which I think is a good all-round bag. It would store a lot of things. You could do the little tiny gift bags if you wanted to. Today we're just going with this, totally the same process for making all the bags, just in different sizes. So we're going to turn it on. This is a great gadget. You've got your scoring tool with it, and on here you've got this is actually a two-sided punch. So this punches the little tags at the top, but this actually punches these little holes for your ribbon. So I'll show you how it's all done anyway. It's really easy. If you get stuck, all your instructions are here. funny thing. First time I did it, I kept moving my paper to read the instructions. So I took a photo of this and put it on my iPad. So there's a good tip for you. You can always do that. And then I had the instructions on my iPad, so I didn't have to keep moving my piece of paper. So we're going to get our piece of paper. We're going to line it up. We're going to take it on the short side there. This is the long side because this is all going to fold over to form the bag. So we're going to put it on, this says start line, okay? So we're going to put it on the start line, and do you know what? I think I might even put my instructions up on my iPad in case I make a boo-boo. I've done it a few times now, so it shouldn't make a problem. Okay, so it also gives you the instructions on your sizing for your paper. Okay, so you want to line up, this is what we would call the left edge of your paper to the start line. Okay, so and then we're going to punch it. Now I'm going to stand up and do this, so I hope I don't get in the camera. Okay, and punch it. Okay, so it's cut out that little corner there, so make sure you get it all the way in, and if you're not sure, just line it up again. Okay, so that's your start line. So what we want to do now, we're going to score along here as well, because that gives you a nice fold line at the base of the box. Then we're also going, because we're going to do the medium one, while we've still got it on your start line, where it says medium, go along. You could start here, but I like to go along to this line and drag it back, and that's our medium line. Okay, and then we're going to move this line up to your start line. Is that in camera? There we go. All right, now we're going to punch. All right, now now you can see that the diagram's here, so if you get stuck you can always move your paper, or as I suggested, take a photo and put it on your iPad. Okay, so we're going to put that back on our, make sure you push it all the way into. The first time I did it I wasn't pushing it all the way in. So that's the first one. So what we're going to do now is this is going to form the first side. So we want to do a score line down there, and then we're going to do our triangle. Stampin' Up have made this so easy. And then it says side 2. So that's the other side of the line. So as you will see, that's formed the side gusset of the box. Okay, so then we're going to, as it says, and I've scored that along there, yes I did. Then we're going to move it up. Okay, so then we're going to repeat steps 4 to 7. So we've got this one here on our start line. Now that's the one where we drew the second side 2 line. So we're going to need the medium size one again, and we will do that. And we'll just draw that horizontal line in again to continue that along. And we've punched that there. So then we're going to move that along to the start line. We're going to punch that. Excuse me, standing up again. Mine's getting a bit sticky, so I'm going to have to do something about that. Then we're going to draw the this line in to meet the triangle, and as you will see, this is going to make the other gusset. So then we've got to do the side 2 to end that one off. Okay, so we're nearly done. We're just going to take this last line here up to the start line, line that up, and punch that. Okay, and there we have it. And so you'll have, I'll just get rid of all of these out the way. So then you'll have something like that. This little tab here we don't need, and so we're going to angle that in here, wedge it in just up to there, and we'll get rid of that. Okay, so this is what we've got, but I'm going to run through it again with you. just because it will take a couple of times for you to get it through your head. If you're anything like me, I mean, some people pick it up straight away. So just make sure you've got all that in. Start on your start line with your edge of your paper there. Punch. Do your medium size if you're doing it, or your small or your large, depending which one you do. Score your horizontal. Just move that down a bit and score that little edge bit, because that you don't get to score that until you want to make sure that it's scored all the way for easy folding. Okay, so that's on your medium. Move your median one up to your start. Okay, do your triangle, horizontal lines for your second side. Punch, move that second line there up to your start. Draw your medium line, don't forget to do your horizontal line. Punch. Okay, then we're going to move that up to the start line, so you're just moving it along all the time. Do your triangle, that, don't forget your horizontal. Okay, and then we're going to move and do your second line there, move that up. I just hope that that's caught, sorry. Move that line up to your start and punch. Okay, so, and then we've wedged that out, just capping, going over and showing what you do. Okay, so that's what we've got. We now have to put the ribbon holes on down the bottom. I might just put my scoring tool away in there. So we're going to take it, and it will be on this side. This is what does the holes. And each score line, we're going to line up with this little knob. And we've got that. We're going to skip that one because we've already got a hole there. We're going to do, and this punches 2 holes. Okay, so, and you just follow the diagram that's on here. Okay, there we go. And then this one we only need the one, so you line up your edge of your page with the pointy bit. That's very technical, isn't it? The pointy bit. That's my kind of terminology. Okay. We'll just put that out the way. Put our little dots away. And this is what we come up with. You can see it's all coming together now, so I'll actually turn it around this way. So now is the best time to decorate. So I've got our 2 pieces of DSP, and I'm using the Gingham Gala, the coordinating balmy blue, and these are measured 11 by 7 centimeters. And what we're going to do on the big pieces, which form the front and the back, we're just going to glue them. You don't want to glue it all the way down there, you don't want to glue it all the way back, so just eyeball it in the center. Okay, and then we'll just go ahead and glue those. So I've got my DSP. The rest of the decorating we can actually do after we put it together, but it's just that these lie flat, so that's a good time to do it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to burnish our folds. So what we're going to do now is actually assemble our box. Very easy. Turn it over, fold that bit over, so this little flap here, and then that, and so we're going to put a bit of glue along here. Tombow is the best glue for projects, I find. Okay, and those lines should line up perfectly straight. Just give it a little bit so you can see the box is starting to come together really nicely. Now for the base, I like to have one long one, the 2 short ones, and then a long one it just looks a little bit neater than having two short ones. So just go ahead and glue them. And make sure you get it nice and square. And I've put a bit too much glue on there. Okay. So just get our bone folder and make sure that sticks down there. And there we go. So after all that, a bit more glue. Okay. Time to decorate. Okay, I'm back. So I've cut out my little stitched framelit. Beautiful set this. Check it out in the annual catalogue. It's, let me tell you which page it is. I have it all marked here. These are, the best birds is on page 205 of the annual catalogue, and the stitched framelets, which I didn't mark, there they are, page 220. Awesome little set, very versatile. You can use it for lots and lots and lots. Now, the stamp that I'm using is actually from Label Me Pretty, which is also in the annual catalogue. I'm just going to do You're the Best because I think that's suitable for just about any occasion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to silver emboss that. So we're going to take our little label, use our embossing buddy, rub that over a little bit just to take all the grease marks off. Now I've got this mounted on an acrylic block. We're just going to Versamark that and center it in the middle, probably just a little bit up to the top if you want. Wiggle, 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 you know, don't rock it too much, otherwise you'll get the edges of the stamp in it, and we don't want that. I'll just put you over there, little birdie. Now, I've got one of these little trays. They're great for doing your heat embossing. So it just catches all the little fine powder, and you can put it back in your bottle. So we're just going to sprinkle that with our silver embossing. Give it a bit of a flick just to get all the excess out. Now, if you've used your embossing buddy, you shouldn't have any excess powder on your embossing, but if you have, just give it a bit of a brush with a paintbrush. Okay, so that one's looking pretty good. This is your excess, and it's going back in here. I've got one of these I bought from the $2 shop. It's a makeup brush. Best thing ever for the fine little bits of embossing powder, and makes your embossing powder go a long way for a long time. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and heat that. I'll speed the film up and turn the sound off so you don't have to hear it. Heat embossing is the best, isn't it? I think it's just magic, absolute magic. So that looks really good, and you'll know when you've done it, if you've never done heat embossing before, when it goes shiny. That's when you know that it's all ready. So I'm going to put the little blue bird, I'm just going to glue him on there. First, actually, no, what I might do is I'm going to use my punch, and I'm going to punch out a sprig. You could use any punch. I just love this one, and I might even do two. Okay, so that's the sprig punch. That was in the holiday catalogue. I don't think it's available anymore. Sorry guys, but hopefully Stampin' Up will bring it back in at some stage. So I'm going to glue that like that, or just organise it a little bit better. There we go. Now, you could use Tombow, you could use glue dots. I've got Tombow out, so I'll just use Tombow. A little bit of glue on that one. A little bit of glue you could probably, and a little bit of glue there. And the little bit of glue that's coming through will be enough to put my little birdie on. There we go. Now, the other thing that I did do, pick a tool. These are another great little tool. If you're just starting out in scrapbooking, card making or whatever, do yourself a favour. In the words of our illustrious Molly Meldrum here in Australia, get one of these tools. They are awesome. Great for placing little diamantes. Picking them up. I'm just placing a few of these. And you can even do it like this has got a sticky bit on the bottom if you want. I use that for sequins, but for just placing something like that's very fine like this, I find I can move it around. See? Cool. Just pick it up with your tool. And the rule of 3, just put 3 diamantes on. See, that's got a bit of sticky putty on. That's great for picking up those pesky little sequins. It came in handy the other day. I did a card with sequins on it. Oh, made life so much easier. Okay, now what I did on this one, I put a bit of my silver metallic thread, but unfortunately I just used the last of it, so I don't have any more until my next order comes. So I'll just do without. But you could, if you wanted to, because I'd embossed that in silver, I just wanted to coordinate it all. So I'm going to leave it go, and I'm going to mount that on there with some dimensionals. So I'll probably just put about 4 dimensionals on there. I find these, if I don't put them straight in the bin, these little backing bits turn up everywhere. So I try to be good and I try to put them straight in the bin, but I always miss one. Okay, so with your box, get your box, just determine which is your front and which is your back. This one's lined up pretty good. That's the seam there. So I'm going to make this bit the front. So I'm just going to put that on there, stick that on with dimensionals. Then I'm going to get some of our beautiful, oh look, I haven't even opened the blue one yet. Look at that. Beautiful ribbon. I'm going to leave it because I didn't measure it to see how much I needed. And thread it through from front to back. Don't forget, oh, I missed a hole. Wouldn't matter, but let's do that again. They all line up and you went to all that hard work of punching holes, might as well use them. Okay. Alright, now with this one I've left a fair bit of ribbon because I kind of like it hanging down. You can see that. It's up to you, totally up to you. There's no right or wrong reason, no right or wrong, it's just totally up to you. So what I did was just do your first part of your bow. Of course, fill it with your chocolates or your treats or whatever you want first, if you're going to give it away. But this is easy undone. And then I've done my 2 loops for my bow, which I find yeah, it's okay guys, we're getting there. There we go. And this way it just the bows just sort of settle a bit better. I don't know why, but I've only just fiddle with it until you get it right. They don't have to be that big, your loops. Okay, and I kind of like the long ones, probably not that long. This is so pretty. So pretty. Okay. My bow's not working today. Maybe going that way. Doesn't matter. It's just a matter of fiddling. So there's our box. I would fill it with your favourite chocolates. You could put some little cards in it if you wanted to give it away as a gift. But hey, this gift bag punch board is the bomb. It's great. If you'd like any of these supplies, please go onto my blog, my website, www.winningcreations.com. Check out the catalogues that are available at the moment. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. And I look forward to seeing you soon. And hopefully it won't be too long before I do another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.